Hey guys, welcome back to Tokyo Cheapo. I'm your host Patricia.
And I'm Isla.
And today we're going to be showing you all the different places that you can go on day trips or overnight trips from Tokyo.
There are endless day trips to go from Tokyo, whether it be beaches, hikes, mountains, local areas, and really they're not that far from Tokyo. So get out and see more of Japan, and we're gonna get into it.
So, Atami. Atami is a great onsen town that has those Showa era vibes. It's got lots of hills, and it's about a 2-hour local train ride from Shinjuku or an hour train ride if you take the bullet train.
Atami is great, but if you also want to go deeper down, you can go to Jogasaki Coast. There is a volcano as well as more beaches and a nice vibe. And going deeper down, you can even go to Shimoda, which is also another onsen but beach vibe town that I've actually been to. Me and my friends would go to Izu, hang out there, and then drive down to Shimoda. So this is another thing. If you want to just travel around that coast, having a car would be amazing. Day trips, yes, is doable, but if you want to go through all of that, I think having a car and maybe even staying one night in one of these places and enjoying the onsen might be the way to go as well.
And if you're thinking about going to the Shimoda/Atami area, maybe if you're there during early February or so, you can actually head over to Kawazu. That's where they have the Kawazu Sakura or Kawazu cherry blossoms. And that is also where they have like a Kawazu summer festival. So they have yatai, street food, and all these blossoms. I've actually seen all over my social media, they have this pink taiyaki. So very like cherry blossom event style thing that you can do on your way there.
If you're looking for a beach day trip that's close to Tokyo, Zushi and Hayama is a great option. They're only 1 hour away from Shinjuku Station and it's only one line, so you can get there immediately. And it's a nice beach town kind of vibe, very local, small little stores around, and you can walk from the station to the beach. And the beach is also very vast. I've been there twice now and I've had both good times. I wouldn't say it's like the Hawaiian beach resort beach type of beach, but it's still a nice beach, a lot of locals, a lot of nice little shops. So for a day out, it's, I think, a good option.
Is the beach there cleaner than the one in Odaiba?
Yes.
Oh.
I think so.
Okay. If you want a good beach, don't go to Odaiba, go to Zushi. Mount Takao. This is great access from Shinjuku. I think it's only about an hour, and the mountain or the place that you start hiking from is right by the station. If you don't want to hike up it, you can take the gondola up, and this is a great place to visit during the spring or autumn, because in the springtime, they've got the cherry blossoms. In the autumn, they've got the momiji or autumn foliage. This one always... Foliage.
Holy cow, you can already see the autumn foliage.
Foliage, right?
Foliage.
Okay, why is it? Okay, we actually made a video about this in the past, so you can check that out too. But even though you take the gondola up to the top, if you want to get to the very top of the mountain, you actually do have to climb up a few stairs. However, if you get to the top, you can take a picture with that Mount Takao kind of podium looking thing, and you get a good view of Mount Fuji on a clear day.
And if you are hiking up, there are numerous small stores that sell dango and juice and snacks and whatever. And at the top, there's also some soba, some udon, some curry. So there are options for food all the way along.
There's also the Okutama/Mount Mitake area. It's a great place. It's on the west side of Tokyo, and it makes you feel like you've kind of jumped out of Tokyo. It doesn't feel like Tokyo at all. There's also the Okutama/Mount Mitake area, which is perfect for hiking. You can go up to Mount Mitake to look at the great views. Okutama is also a great summer spot. They've got rivers. I see a lot of like local Japanese people go there and just hang out in the river. Great barbecue places there. Yeah, it just kind of feels like you're not in Tokyo. It's a good breath of fresh air, and it's actually cooler to be there than in central Tokyo during the summer. So
there you go.
yeah.
Another reason to go.
Next, Hakone. We've heard about this. It's a very popular, common thing. It is a really nice day trip to go from Tokyo. It's close, it's got lots to see, but it does get pretty crowded.
Yeah, it is becoming really popular and understood because it only takes 90 minutes from Shinjuku, but all the buses to get to all the small places are gonna be packed. So you can do what we did and rent a car for the day. So we drove down around an hour and a half there, and we were able to hit so many spots because we had the car as well. And it made the day trip much easier. I think my personal favorite was the museum that we went to. It's an open air art museum, and there were so many nice sculptures. There was nice little tidbits of things to do around, even a foot bath. So overall, I really liked that experience.
Oh, that's so hard. What is my favorite experience? Honestly, I just remember getting like high off of mountain air.
Yeah.
That's all I remember from that trip. But yeah, I think just like the nature vibes, I really enjoyed that museum. It was my first time going.
So Oshirima.
Oshirima.
Oh,
And you're very on like sad death monument.
It was really good. It was a good sculpture, I thought. It was really, you know, specific. I enjoyed that. But generally, I think Hakone is a nice spot to have a breath of fresh air, but also experience Japan in a different light than Tokyo. And it's just really easy to get to.
Yeah, we actually made a video about Hakone, so check that out. Hakone is an onsen town. It's really popular for that, so you could, you know, spend a day there and come back, but if you really want to relax and really soak in that onsen vibe, you could actually just stay a night at the ryokan for the full experience.
And if you want an alternative onsen vibe town, Ikaho Onsen in Gunma, around 3 hours from Shinjuku, is the place to go. It gives you a full Japan onsen experience, especially if you go in the winter or autumn with the autumn foliage and snow. You feel like you're in a different area right outside from Tokyo. It's a small onsen town in the mountains of Gunma, and if you've seen Dandadan, you'll definitely recognize the area. So Nikko is a great day trip that's super close to Tokyo, around 2 hours and 15 minutes, and you are literally in the mountains, but you can experience so many things. This is actually my favorite place to go to, and every time someone asks, oh, what day trip should I do? I always say Nikko. Wow. It is truly such a great place. If you love waterfalls, you'll get around 3-4 waterfalls that are really majestic in that area. They also have Edo Wonderland, which you get transported into Edo world. And you can dress up as a samurai or a princess, and you can walk around, experience like Maiko, geisha. You can also experience ninja. You could just do a lot of stuff in the Edo period, and you feel like you're there. And another thing, there's a miniature world. And I know this is kind of out of the blue, like why would you go to a miniature world in Japan? I think you have to experience it at least once. They have all types of World Heritage things in miniature size, but still a good size. So you just walk around, look at all this miniature stuff, and there's little tiny people around it, and if you look closely, they're each doing something. Either they're getting like robbed, they're having a heated conversation, there's a breakup happening, just so much to see. And I say, go. And there's usually never anyone there, and I don't understand why it's not crowded, but it's just like you get the whole place to yourself, honestly, and it's a fun time. I cannot lie. So
She's passionate, as you can tell.
I'm so passionate about this place. I love Nikko.
You guys haven't seen this on the camera, but while we were off camera, she was like, this is a fraction of what she was telling me about Nikko. She is a die-hard Nikko fan.
No, truly, I think everyone should experience it at least once.
I like the fact that you haven't mentioned Red Leaves once.
Or Toshogu Shrine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like...
Or Chuzenji.
Okay, yeah, there's shrines, there's greenery, but I'm saying... That miniature world. That miniature world.
Local hidden gem, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, okay, first time you're in Nikko, of course, yeah, the temples, the waterfalls, they're really nice to look at. But you can like go look at it and then like activity, you know what I mean?
That's true. A little bit of balance. I haven't really been to Nikko that many times, but every time that I've gone to the Toshogu Shrine, which I believe is known for their monkeys, right? See no, hear no, speak no evil. I don't know the order, but I remember buying that keychain. But go look for the monkeys.
Another spot is Mount Nokogiri in Chiba, which is 2.5 hours from Shinjuku. It is another hiking spot. So there's this huge Buddha temple that you can take photos with, you can do some prayers, everything. Then you can start your hike, and there's also little tiny Buddhas that you can see and take photos with as you hike. And the hike itself is really not that bad. It's up the stairs quite a lot, so you should take your time with it. But once you get to the top, I'm sure some of you have seen the photos, but it is an edge of a cliff that you can kind of walk up to the very edge of the cliff. And of course there's railings and stuff, so don't be too scared, but you can walk up to the edge of the cliff and have great photos. And then you just walk around, take more pictures. It's just, I think, a nice hike. There's also a little bit of a shrine at the bottom as well. And a nice time if you ever want to go to Chiba.
Is it kind of similar to Mount Takao, like the hike?
The hike itself, I think it's easier than Mount Takao, I would say. I think Mount Takao is a bit more steep in certain areas, and this one is a little more stable upgrowth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kawagoe. Kawagoe is about a 45-minute train ride from Shibuya, and it's just like a little Kyoto right next to Tokyo. It's a good day trip. They've got lots of like dagashi stores. They've got this one street I'm sure you've seen before, filled with different souvenir shops, you know, dagashi, food, restaurants. They've got like a brewery. So Kawagoe is also known as the Little Edo, Koedo, and they have a Koedo brewery in that area. They've got locally made beer and such, and it's just a cool little place to go at any time of the year. They also have this really interesting workshop where you can make your own wooden chopsticks. So if you want to do something when you're there, you can try that out as well. We actually made a whole video on it, so make sure to check that out.
Looking for a truly memorable experience in Kyoto? We found something special for you. Did you know that in Kyoto, geisha are called geiko and apprentice geiko are called maiko? Most travelers only get to see geiko or maiko from a distance in the streets of Kyoto. But with this tour, you can actually step inside their world. Imagine enjoying a live traditional dance accompanied by authentic shamisen music. You'll be hosted by a geiko who now owns her own tea house. Because the tour is limited to just 10 people, you can make the most of the intimate setting and actually have a conversation with the performers and the owner. With a professional English interpreter by your side, no question goes unanswered. You'll even get a chance for a one-on-one photo with the geiko or maiko. Click the link in the description to book this exclusive experience for 24,500 yen and make your trip to Japan unforgettable.
Shibamata. Shibamata is a great day trip to take from Tokyo. It's very close and it's on the, I believe, east side of Tokyo. This is kind of a place that reminds me of like an old Edo period vibe place. It used to be not so well known, but now it's kind of gaining traction. You can find things like traditional street snacks like imoyokan. They're also known for their mugwort kusadango. And it's like a street of different shops. And at the very end, there's a Buddhist temple. So you can pay visit to the temple afterwards. Another really popular place to go there is this dagashiya. It's on the corner and they've got, you know, very old-fashioned, nostalgic Japanese treats and snacks. And also some old retro games as well. It's just a really cool place, and it's actually based on a Japanese television show. So as soon as you exit the station, there's a statue. That's a character from that old famous Japanese show.
I know you've never been to.
Never.
Yes.
I mean, listening to this, I'd like to go.
It's so cool.
It seems really fun.
It is one of the places that I recommend whenever people say, where do you want to, like, I want to go somewhere a little bit underrated, but close.
Would you say it's similar to Kawagoe, or?
I would say Shibamata is like the smaller version of Kawagoe. Compact.
Okay, interesting.
You've definitely heard of this before, Kamakura, and most people will actually pair this with Enoshima just because they're super close. Have you ever been to Kamakura?
Never, but I do know the big Buddha.
Yes, so that's like the iconic, I guess, statue monument within Kamakura. Kamakura is great for hikes. I've done a couple hikes there. Near the Buddha, there's little street shops, whatever. And then we've got Enoshima, that's kind of more like the beachy side. That's where you can have like shirasudon. They've got like seafood bowls. I'm pretty sure you can hike up a mountain to a temple or a shrine in Enoshima. It's just a good contrast with the two. There's also the famous, I guess, scenery where the green train, the Enoden, is passing by. And then there's the beach in the background. I think that's from Slam Dunk. That is somewhere in between Kamakura and Enoshima, and you won't miss it because there's a huge crowd of people taking pictures there. I would recommend visiting Kamakura. I'm honestly surprised that you haven't been. Having like been to Miniature World and not going to visit the big Buddha, what? With Enoshima, you also get a great view of Mount Fuji, especially on a clear day. And it's one of those places that you want to stay for the whole day. I feel like you can make a whole day out of it. They've also got like these beachside restaurants. My favorite being Il Chianti, the restaurant, the Italian restaurant. I'll just get like a pizza and salads or something and
Next to the
don't
beach.
have a specific next to the beach. It's great, it's really good. Yeah. Pay a visit. When you think of Chinatown in the Kanto region, you think of Yokohama. So I think it's about a 25-minute train ride straight from Shibuya or a 30-minute ride from Shinjuku. It's a great place to go, and I think it's like the second largest city in Japan.
Yeah.
There's just so much to do. You can spend over a day there, honestly. Some really random recommendations that are coming off the top of my head is this garlic place, this place that specializes in garlic. I went for my birthday, I was mind blown. every dish has garlic. The next day is not so fun, but it's great in the moment. We also have like Minato Mirai. They've got malls, they've got like this outdoor amusement park kind of thing, lots of shopping, department stores, restaurants. It's just like a whole city in itself. And then like a few stations over, you've got Motomachi Chukagai, which is the Chinatown. Being half Chinese myself, it's pretty authentic. Not so much the tabehodais.
I don't know, man. The
Don't you go to the
tabehodai. I do go to the tabehodai because they're so cheap.
It is so cheap.
And they have Peking duck. So it's all you can eat Peking duck. Who wouldn't want that? And all the other dishes are pretty good as well. I can't lie. It's this one I go to specifically. I forgot the name. I'm sorry. But there's one in particular that I go to.
She's like,
and it's so good. I'm going soon.
So I guess you have to like pick and choose.
Yeah, I think so. I think generally speaking, the Chinatown there is quite authentic.
You've also got Cup Noodle Museum, yes, and the regular ramen museum. They're both there. Yokohama has a huge ramen history. Like there's a style of ramen called Yokohama Ieke ramen that's born there. So if you like ramen, you can go either to the Cup Noodle Museum or the regular ramen museum.
It's also a huge port city, so you can see a lot of boats, but also you can be at the piers. There's little parks near the piers, so you can relax right next to the ocean. There's the red brick house.
Yes.
Not the house. Red brick warehouse. Where there's a bunch of events going on every couple of months, or every month, I would say. There probably is an event going on. One of the biggest one is the Christmas market. Huge event. If you particularly like certain things, like the other day that me and Sha went to Yokohama, it was a sweet potato festival. There are 30 vendors selling all types of sweet potato goods.
Wow.
So I think it's a great place to check out to see if there's an event going on.
And it's different every time, so it doesn't matter what time of year. Now, a place you might not have heard of is Futako Tamagawa. This is about a 15-minute train ride from Shibuya, one line.
Yes, and I used to live there. I never thought of it as a place to come, but actually thinking back, because I don't live there anymore, thinking back, there's literally so much to do there, and it's so close to Shibuya. It's almost like if Shibuya, Shinjuku, and Harajuku, all the stores you can find within those areas, had a baby and just like created Futako Tamagawa. There's just so much to do in terms of stores. So if you want the high-end stores, or if you want the Uniqlos and the GUs, if you want the little Snoopy store or stuff like that, you will find it in Futako Tamagawa. It's two separate malls, but huge malls with food, stores, movie theaters. Another great catch for Futako Tamagawa is actually the long Tamagawa River that runs along right next to the station. Usually it's just very spacious if you want to bring your kids and have a little park day out, if you want to just sit down, have a picnic, or even read a book. That place is a great place to just rewind and touch grass.
Essentially.
Yes, and it's right next to the mall. So if you also wanted to do a little picnic after shopping, then it's also a great place. If you also venture a little bit outside of the mall area, there are some really nice, cute boutiques. There's some small cafes and restaurants. I think it's just a very local hangout spot that no tourists know.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably very residential, but like right at the station, it's kind of like a huge complex of shopping and whatever.
Yes, I would agree. If you venture too far out, then it's just residential areas and you won't have much fun there. And if you aren't having a good time, just leave. It's truly a 10-minute train ride. So it's just a recommendation we kind of have to give because it's so close and there's so much to do. If you don't like it, just skedaddle.
If you're interested in skiing or snowboarding, the one-day trip that you could probably do and come back is Gala Yuzawa. I think this is the most popular one.
Yeah, my sister did that actually, and she did do a day trip there. And she basically had to wake up at 6 in the morning, but she had a great time, great snow skiing activity day, and she came back for dinner. So it truly was a day trip for her.
It's kind of rare to be able to do that and come back.
Yeah, a whole ski trip basically in a day, which is very unheard of.
Gala Yuzawa. If you want a day trip that's not going to Mount Fuji or that area, you can also head over to Nagano. Although I personally recommend if you're gonna go all the way to Nagano, I would stay the night because there's a lot more that you can do and eat there. But I think it's like an hour Shinkansen ride or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of shrines, temples, museums, and a lot of people would go for the famous monkeys in the bath. That is a sight to see. There's also a lot of ski resorts in Nagano, so if you also want to go during that time period, I think skiing in Nagano is really great and way less crowded than Hakuba and up north.
So yeah, it's a good day trip. Yeah, you can make a day trip out of it, but honestly, at least for me, I think it's worth staying 1 night, 2 nights.
I agree. Okay, so these were our recommendations for day trips and some overnight trips. I think personally, you have to go to Nikko. Can't beat it. Truly such a fun trip.
Where in Nikko?
Oh, the miniature world, of course.
I think that you guys need to go to the Kamakura and Enoshima. Make it a whole thing. Do both.
Yeah, well, that was the video. Please like, subscribe, all that great stuff, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!
Bye!